Hey Nash, I've been talking with each of you on this team about developing a specific hitting plan for each of you. So I have your individual hitting plan completed. So in this video, there's a quick analysis of a recent swing of yours, and I'm really focusing in on two specific areas in your swing that we can try to make improvement on. And so following the analysis, there are some specific drills related to those areas of focus, and it will really provide you with a specific direction for your practice at home. And when you step into a cage at team practices, you'll know exactly what you'll be doing to try to help your swing improve to the next level. So take a look at this and we'll reconnect after you watch it, and I look forward to working with you. All right, Nash, let's get into the video, and I want to point out a couple things that are going to be a part of your individual development plan. This is a recent swing at Brock's Gap, and so let's jump right into it. I want to call out something first that looks really good, and that's you really getting into a good launch position. You can see your box here with your bat. It extends out towards the catcher. You've got good hip coil in that back pocket, meaning that your belt buckle's a little bit towards shortstop. And so everything looks really good here, which leads me to the thing that we need to kind of maintain. Everything that's up here with your hands and your upper body should stay there until the front heel lands. The front heel has landed there, and you've dropped your elbow a little bit right there. Here's where that becomes an issue. That rear elbow should come down and get against your left rib cage in the slot position. And the slot position is this, where, you know, where the knob's pointing at the catcher. And you can see, because you drop that elbow early, it's kind of hard to see, but it's right there. And you have what's called, let me back up a little bit. You have what's called a leading back elbow. You basically, it's hard to tell with your sweatshirt, but you kind of have this V going on between your two forearms. And this just leads to reduced power and a couple other negative things that kind of happen from this. All right, so we're just going to work on a drill that keeps that rear elbow up all the way right there behind your fist until the front foot lands. Okay, so that's step one. Then when you come through here, I think the second thing I want to work on, you're really trying to rip the bat through with your upper body and your shoulders, and you fall off the ball pretty hard right here. And then you can see actually where you roll over. Look at your front foot, okay? And not really a balanced position. And again, I think that's because you're just trying to rip the bat through. That likely has something to do with the bat feeling a little bit heavy because of the leading back elbow. And so what I want to focus on with you in your second drills that we'll do is keeping your chest right here centered on the ball a little bit longer, because watch what happens. You fly open, and before impact, you know, everything is going this way with your body as opposed to being focused on the ball. And then you just rip the bat through, and you come through. It's okay to face the pitcher here at extension, but you should be more towards the ball at this point leading up to impact. All right, so we'll have a couple drills that it will help you get your body more centered towards the ball at and a little bit through impact. All right, let's jump into the drills. Okay, this next drill's to focus in on making sure that the hands and body don't lunge forward during the swing, really specifically during launch. So everyone knows that this is launch position, but in reality what happens, we're eager to hit the ball, and when we go to do our pullback and stride, which is launch, we rush with the hands, and it ends up looking like this, right? We're not patient keeping these up until the front foot lands. So the drill today is Babe Ruth, the Griffey drill. You know, take your normal stance, again, making sure that the tee is in front of a home plate. Take your normal stance, then pull it back to just a couple inches, okay? And you're gonna take a stride and be kind of slow with it. Go ahead and get into your coil, a little bit of a hip coil here, knob to catcher. Feel that in kind of your back hip. and then you're just picking up your foot and you're striding that longer distance, keeping the hands up here, elbow behind fist, until the front heel lands. Here we go. Coil, sit into it. That. All right, a modification of this is you can take a ball, same thing set up, put your foot on the ball, and by having your foot raised, you're really going to have to feel more into your back leg. So foot on the ball, coil, and then just pick it up and hover. Keeping the back, again, keeping this up until the front heel lands. That's the Griffey drill. All right, these next drills are going to be focused on keeping the body more centered towards the ball right before, at, and through impact initially. So what we see in a lot of our batters as they swing, they're ripping their shoulders across. This left shoulder's flying this out this way towards the dugout, and they're just trying to pull the bat across like this. Okay, and what we need to do is as we get to launch and we get into slot and we're connected and we release towards the ball, extend, we need to stay centered towards the ball as long as possible. Yes, ultimately, the chest opens up towards center field. That should only be well after impact. And again, what we see with some of our players is we're already facing the pitcher before extension or at extension. Okay, and so we've lost a lot of power, and that's just not the right way to swing. So we did these drills at the barn during the hitting clinic, so they should be familiar to you. First one's feet in cement. They shouldn't move, they're in cement. Coil, hip, proper launch position, a little coil with the hip, chest over plate, elbow behind the fist, pulled back, knob to catcher, and then just swing without moving the feet. And see, by not moving them, again, didn't rotate my feet at all. I had to stay chest towards the ball. Do that 10 to 15 times. The next one's called scissor drill. This one's a little bit more like the movement of your swing, but your back foot is back about the length of a foot. So go ahead and take your normal stance. Come back to probably the back of your shoe here. And you can go ahead and just take a normal stride to launch and swing. Like this, all right? But because you're closed off, you're gonna have to stay, again, more towards the ball. All right, the last one we're gonna do is probably, after you've done those through 10 to 15 times, this is just called the walkout. Normal swing, but I want you to take a couple steps past the tee after you swing. So this should bring it all together. You're doing your normal swing, but because you're walking out, you're gonna have to mentally think about staying on the ball. Looking at the pitcher on all tee drills. Just like that. So those 3 drills should help you staying on the ball and not flying open with the shoulders. All right, Nash, that wraps things up with your individual hitting plan. I hope that you can use this as an ongoing resource, as a reminder to what part of the swing you're working on and the related drills. It's gonna take a lot of work. It's hard to break habits and body mechanics that have been there for a while, so you have to kind of enjoy the process. So I'll leave you with a little bit of inspiration. This is Cooperstown Dream Park, and if you put in a lot of effort and focus on this over the next couple months, I guarantee you it'll show up in a big way by the time we get to New York. I look forward to working with you.